Karissa, can we please have a one-word 90s themed prompt?
Ice cream.
Ice cream. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
All right. Favorite ice cream from ice cream truck as a kid. Maybe
what's your go-to?
The chocolate eclair one with the little like crunchy bits or whatever around it.
Oh.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think I know what you're talking about.
It's a good classic.
I would always go for the
Gumballs.
shark one that was
Knew
like
it.
lemon flavored.
Before I even said it, folks. Knew he's going for
How'd
the
you know
gumball
that?
eyes. Because I know you can.
No, he doesn't have gumball eyes. He doesn't. That's SpongeBob, isn't it?
Oh, it's all the
Hold on once
characters.
again. Hey, welcome to the Overtalking Podcast with your hosts, Ken and CJ. Say hi, CJ.
Hi, CJ.
This is the show where we talk over TV shows and movies as chosen by our guests. And this week we watched I Saw the TV Glow, now streaming on HBO Max or whatever owns it in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Skydance. Yeah. No, yeah, the shark pop didn't have. It was just one solid.
That didn't have an eye.
I'm sure it had eyes carved into it, which I'm sure is how they were made. But
Didn't have a gumball eye.
no, I didn't. I look gross. I don't. Why would I want gumballs? Why would anyone want gumballs if they're eating ice cream?
I don't
And at
understand.
the end,
it
they're
either.
like, "Oh, here's an ice cold gumball
yeah.
that I now have to chew, and I can't even swallow it. What the hell is that? Awful." Let's bring on our guests because I bet you they have opinions as well. This week we have returning guest Karissa. Welcome back.
Hi.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's good to see you.
You too.
Good to see you. What was your go-to ice cream from the ice cream truck growing up?
So I definitely did love the SpongeBob pop, and SpongeBob did have gumball eyes, and that was my least favorite part. I would not eat them. I would throw them away. I'd spit them out right onto the ground and litter.
Yeah.
No, but it was either that or I loved the push pop. That's just like dreamsicle flavored. Oh, that was so yummy.
So messy
Yeah.
though.
It was, but
Yeah.
man,
they
it
all
was
were,
so
I guess.
good. Okay, real question though, because sometimes the ice cream truck man or woman had a different selection than, let's say, the pool concession stand ice cream selection. So so if you were at the pool, was there a specific other go-to? Or are you getting the same thing no matter where you're getting it sourced?
I can't remember if my pool had ice cream, but they must have.
They must have.
I would think so.
I was about
They
to say
had-
the name of it, but I don't want to dox you. Where we're from.
Camelot Park. Doesn't matter. I don't live there anymore.
Mine was called Tiki Pool, and it was right next to Tiki Lanes, the bowling alley, and it was on Tiki Drive. And there were, of course, large palm trees, like cement palm trees, and it was like a little tiki party. That was the theme
fun.
of the pool. Yeah.
Because when I think of Ohio, I think tropical climate.
Hey,
Yeah.
baby, especially like southeastern rural Ohio. That is, it's all about the tiki parties around there.
And I know our ice cream person was referred to as Chili Willy. That was
That's
his name.
right.
Oh.
And he had a little cart.
Yes. Every time we see one of those individuals with the cart, Eric calls them Chili Willy. And I thought that was really interesting. I've never heard that before.
Yeah. Had the little bells and stuff. Yeah.
CJ, when you went
That's
to the
cool.
pool, what would you get?
Probably. I mean, if I'm going, I don't think I was getting ice cream at the pool. It was probably like
okay.
nachos.
Okay.
Nachos are like a pretzel or something.
I got a lot of nachos. My go-to frozen thing at the pool, though, they had like slushies. And
Yeah.
I would always get a lemon lime slushie.
Oh, man. That sounds really good.
Yeah.
I don't think I was
What
doing
about you,
ice cream.
Karissa?
Yeah, I liked the strawberry shortcake ones. I think similar to the one that you were describing, CJ.
Yeah.
It's like a pop, but then it had crunchies on the outside, and it was strawberry shortcake. Yum. Neither of you mentioned how scary the SpongeBob pops look, though.
Oh, yeah.
Those
Real
could,
messed
like,
up
speaking of
usually.
monsters of the week, my God, those things on the package, it's like, wow, that's SpongeBob. I know that guy. And then you open it up and you're like, I don't know him.
I'm gonna, since we're on the topic of desserts, I was recently at a game night where we were playing this game that is basically you answer the question and you try to not be unique. You wanna write down the answer you think everyone else is gonna write down, because then you get a point.
Mm-hmm.
So you're trying to think like everyone else does. And one of the questions was, I think it was specifically, what is the best donut filling? So I don't think it was best donut. I think it was best donut filling.
Okay.
What was your answer? Or what would be your answer to that?
Jelly.
No.
I if I were to answer at the party, I would say cream, but I don't like fillings in donuts personally.
All right. Jelly, only one other person wrote it, and they did not win, so they didn't get points.
Okay.
The winners, we were tied between cream, Ken, and more specifically, then people put custard. And I was like, oh, right, custard. Okay. It is different.
It is different.
I am anti-jelly. I do not want a jelly donut.
Are you anti-jelly in all cases or just when it's inside a donut? When it's inside a donut. Okay. See, I'm with Ken on this, and I don't want any fillings in my donuts.
Yeah.
No, I like a frosted Long John. That's my go-to.
Ooh. See, I just like a regular old like glazed cake donut. Yum. So good.
Cake too.
Yeah.
See, I say that, but my favorite is an old-fashioned, which is basically also a cake donut. But
I know that, CJ, you could talk about donuts all day long, so maybe we shouldn't go down this road.
No, fruit doesn't belong in a donut. That's where I stand. Get this jelly crap out of here. It's sweet enough. There's so much sugar already in the donut. And then you're going to put like more sugar on top of it? No.
You could say the same thing about custard in a donut, though.
Yeah. Which is why I don't go for that either.
But you like it when it's custard.
No. I said my favorite was old-fashioned. And I said cream was a common one. And I got points for that, I think.
Well, I think a filled donut, in a way, represents this movie very well, where it represents something else on the outside, but on the inside, it's something completely different.
Wow.
And we're going to talk about... Segue! We're going to talk about I Saw the TV Glow and more coming up on the Overtalking Podcast. Oh, my God. On the Overtalking Pasta Cast is what I was saying. That's
all right, we got donuts out of the way. Now we're talking pasta. What's your favorite shape?
Bow tie.
Squiggly.
Squiggly.
Squiggly is not a pasta shape.
You can't.
You just described all of them.
Yeah.
I know this might sound crazy. I don't want to alarm you. Do you remember a TV show we used to watch together? It was called
The Pink Opaque?
Sometimes the Pink Opaque feels more real than real life.
Maddie, it was a TV show.
Are you sure that's all it was?
And we're back on the Overtalking Podcast, joined once again by longtime returning guest Karissa. And we're talking about I Saw the TV Glow.
Is that how we're supposed to say it?
I saw the TV glow.
No, I saw.
All right, Karissa, we're going to put 30 seconds on the clock for you to describe for someone who's not yet seen I Saw the TV Glow without spoiling it. I'm not sure it really is anything, but tell them what it's about.
Ready, go.
Okay, we have some preteens, and as preteens do, they're trying to navigate the awkward social world that they have now found themselves a part of, and they bond over, relatable, a TV show. The TV show is a little bit scary. We meet scary monsters, and eventually the TV show comes to represent something else to these young viewers.
Time.
In the 90s as well.
In the 90s, yes. This is a very stylized, I would say, movie, and it's very in that 90s kind of era in terms of the visuals and all of the different things.
Yeah.
I feel like you look at it and you're just like, oh, these clothes are what is in now, too.
Oh my gosh, I know. It's crazy. I look at current trends right now and I'm like, literally, I wore this as a 12-year-old and I was bullied for it. And now I'm having like recurrent trauma from seeing children wearing what I wore.
Yeah.
God.
It's shocking.
Yeah. Yeah. So the TV show they watch is called The Pink Opaque.
The Pink Opaque.
And this was Meg's first time watching it, which was funny, the thing she picked up on that I didn't the first time around. But
that's fun.
In the opening for The Pink Opaque, it's some girl saying like, Tara's my imaginary best friend, and I'm hers. And Meg's like, what?
Wait, that doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't make any sense. But yeah, the plot is like these two girls, they met only once in real life, and then they meet on the astral plane every once in a while to fight some big bad
monster of the week, exactly. And just to be clear, we're talking about the TV show in the movie.
Correct.
Yes. Not the plot of the movie. We're talking about the plot of the TV show that the movie is about.
The Pinko Pig.
Yes, yes, the Pinko Pig.
Right.
Should we put 30 seconds of clock for you to do the Pinko Pig?
Ready, go.
I liked the Pinko Pig, what bonds them is having this like ghost tattoo.
Yeah.
And I was like, I really love the look of that, but that's not explained at all or ever of like why it's a ghost or like
they just both happen to have it too. Is kind of what I picked up. I don't know.
And it glows sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When their supernatural psychic connection is live, you might say, it glows, signaling their psychic connection that they somehow can communicate over distance, having only met once in person. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a TV show.
Like what? I'm more interested in the lore of the Pinko Pig, I think. I want to unpack that.
Yeah, we really don't get to see much of it.
Uh-uh.
Like we're talking about it as if it's like a major part of the movie, which it is in a way, but like
kind of.
we don't see a ton of it.
Yeah.
No, but what we do see of it reminds me of it. It's just this very specific visual style. It's giving, this is for you, CJ, it's giving Cheddar Goblin. It's like kind of, they're like practical effects and it's gross. And you can imagine as a little kid, like being very afraid of it. Like, I don't know if either of you watched scary TV when you were a kid, but like, I watched a good amount of like, Are You Afraid of the Dark on Nickelodeon. And it's reminding me of that, of this, it's this show. And you even hear one of the main characters say, it's too scary for most kids. So it's like, it's a kid's show, but like it's for big kids or brave kids. And you can imagine them kind of like watching it through their fingers because they're kind of scared. But it's very big and scary to these characters.
I did really love our protagonist meeting the other protagonist's friend in school, and she's reading a TV guide of the Pinko Pig and asks the kid, like, what grade are you in? And he says 6th, I think. And then
something like that.
He asks them, what year are you in? And she says 8th. And or when he responds, he's like, oh, you're such a baby. I was like, that's 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like the
you
difference
guys were in middle school at the same time.
Right, right.
Yeah.
But I get that when you're that young, that is like a lifetime ago.
Yes. I thought you were going to reference the conversation they had later, which I loved, where they're making plans to meet up to watch the show together. And you can tell that she's like, is he hitting on me? Like, does he want to watch this because he thinks it's a date? And she says, I like girls, by the way. Do you like girls? And he says, I like TV.
Yeah, TV shows.
I'm like, that's so funny. I love that so much. Yeah. I actually like TV shows mostly.
Yeah. The main character is unique, I guess.
Yeah.
Like in that same scene, he describes like he looks inside himself, and when he tries to think about those kind of things, about whether or not he likes girls or boys or anything, he says he feels like someone scooped out that part of him. But he's too afraid to actually like crack open the box inside himself to check.
Yeah, to
So
like
I thought
examine.
was really kind of a cool line.
Yeah, absolutely. It's this relationship between these kids. It's really like sincere and very sweet. They both clearly like each other as friends, and they've bonded over this TV show because the show, yes, it's Monster of the Week, and we haven't even talked about Ice Cream Man or whatever his name is, which was what prompted our ice cream conversation earlier. But like this show that is seemingly about fighting these monsters seems to be very much about like discovering yourself and understanding who you are and coming of age. And it's like it's classic for these kids these age to be watching this and bonding over it and trying to like figure themselves out.
Yeah, when you're that part of your life, you're just latching on to like new interesting things of like, this is my identity now. No, this is I love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just keep hopping around.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. There were a couple really powerful moments in this movie and the first one was like the very beginning of the movie where the main character is younger.
Owen.
He's in 6th grade. Owen, thank you.
Owen.
I had to look it up.
Thank you. I am going to write that down so I don't keep saying the kid.
Owen
You know,
and
that
Maddie.
kid, and then the other kid.
Maddie?
Maddie.
Thank you. Who are the main characters in the TV show? One's Tara, I think.
Oh, gosh.
Tara and Isabel.
Isabel. Okay.
Isabel. Thank you. In the very beginning of the movie, we see Owen, and he's in gym class with a bunch of other kids, and they have the big parachute thing, the big colorful parachute, and they all lift it all the way up, get all the air under it, and then they tuck it around themselves so that all of just the kids are under it in the big like tented parachute. And while it's still tented, he kind of gets up and walks around while the other kids are playing patty cake or whatever. And that moment I thought really did a great job of setting or getting you in the headspace of looking at it through a kid's eyes.
Totally. Yeah.
Because like there were a bunch of adults around, but none of them got under the parachute with them.
Yeah.
It was just the kids. And then you start to see it like from his point of view, of being like a young person where everything's kind of new and wondrous and
and scary.
And then, and potentially scary.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so it's kind of no wonder that later on he, is really into new experiences, new things, and this TV show that he has heard about, he's seen commercials, but he's never actually watched, but he gets an opportunity to, he really hooks onto that.
Yeah.
Which I think we've all probably experienced in some form, maybe not to the extent that Owen does in this movie, but I definitely remember a lot of very formidable episodes of TV shows that have stuck with me to this day in the 90s. That
Pokemon.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Sure, yeah.
Sure, yeah.
SpongeBob.
I love that perspective, Ken, because that's exactly what it is. It's like they set the scene with you're very much experiencing these as a kid alongside these kids. And then, without spoiling anything yet, I know we'll get to the end of the movie later, but eventually he is an adult in the film, and you see him grappling with like, that was so special and important to me and such a part of who I was. And I feel like I had to reject it because I'm an adult now. And even like some different comparisons, like they revisit the show and it looks silly and it's like not scary anymore and it doesn't hit in the same way, but those memories are still there and it's still like a part of him. And he like kind of grapples with, oh my gosh, this is like what made me me. And what if it's not what I thought it was? What if it's not as good as I remembered or as scary as I remembered? I definitely remember feeling that way about Are You Afraid of the Dark? Like remembering these horrifying episodes as a kid and then rewatching them as an adult. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so silly. I can't believe I was afraid of this. But like it inspired like who I became. And that's interesting.
That is one of my favorite moments in the movie, or at least the funniest part. Yeah. This is not a particularly funny movie, but
I would not call this movie funny.
No, he literally does not.
No.
But yeah, he literally is like, oh yeah, the Pico Pick is just streaming now.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna rewatch it. And he puts it on. You see the same episode that had the scary ice cream that we see at the beginning of the movie where he's like really like melty and
really
creepy and scary. And then they show him again from this adult perspective, and it's just like a big plastic head, and there's like no stakes, and it's really silly. And I think he even says like, "I'm just embarrassed that I put so much thought or meaning behind the show."
And the plot point of the ice cream man, like not knowing what to sell during the summer, and so their solution is you could sell soup during the summer.
Yeah,
that part was
so
very funny.
Silly. Yeah, that was funny, and the way that the ice cream man looks is pretty funny too.
Yes.
If we're looking for funny things, but no, I'm just like I'm imagining. I know earlier I mentioned like watching the show through your fingers, and it's kind of like that, where it's like as a kid they might not even have been watching it. It's like they're kind of experiencing it, but they're not really looking directly at it. It's like the idea of it is scary and the bonding experience is exciting. And then once they actually look at it, it's not that scary. I feel the same way about like horror movies. I feel like people who don't love horror movies, maybe their imagination of what it is so much scarier than what it actually is. And that's also what this was reminding me of. Like, just what your mind can conceive is sometimes scarier or bigger or worse than like what it actually is.
It happened on this very show. We thought the movie The Masters of the Skies was incredible, and then we finally rewatched it as an adult. No, it's not that good.
Turns out it's pretty bad, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you meant, right?
Exactly. Yes.
Yes. It is literally the same.
Literally the same thing. Yes. I know that this was not my first time watching this movie, and Ken, it wasn't your first time watching this either. But CJ, this was your first time watching. Is that correct?
Yes.
And did you have any expectations, like going in, about what this was going to be about?
No,
Did
truly
you know
had
anything about it?
no idea. No,
Cool.
not
That's
a
good.
clue. Just
Cool.
knew it was going to be a little creepy because I know, Karissa, you had like talked about it with me, and
Yes.
but I asked like, is this like horror or can I handle it? And you're like, no, you can handle this. It's not like horror. It's more just or like a psychological thriller. It's not your traditional what I would call a horror movie.
No. No, I don't know what genre to call this. Ken, what would you call it?
I would call it genre.
Yes.
It's
I
vibes,
should have known that's what you were going to say.
Such a fucking pretentious answer. Sorry.
But this is kind of like an art
yeah.
house movie. Like,
Yes.
this is very, if there is an audience, a pretentious audience, they would be interested in this movie, I do think.
They would be.
It's peak A24.
It
This is
is.
who it's made for.
Yes, 100%. But no, I think that you can really enjoy this movie not really knowing anything about the director or, you know, who that person is and what might have inspired them. But then once you do learn about that, it kind of changes the viewing experience, or at least my interpretation of like what this movie could mean. So Ken, I wanted to ask you, do you know anything about like the director?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And I've seen her freshman film, Let's All Go to the World's Fair.
Also,
Or We're All Going to the World's
yes,
Fair.
also excellent, and also something I would
Yes.
recommend to you specifically, CJ.
Interesting.
I don't know.
You really?
I think that's too far for CJ.
Interesting.
But-
Okay. I mean, it's
Like,
dark for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I
I
Google
just
it?
think the
That's
way
cool.
it's
Google it.
presented might be too difficult for CJ to get through. But I would love to discuss that
Yeah.
at some point if you're up for it, CJ. Especially if, well, and we'll get to our ratings, but
Mhm.
I'm curious to hear what you thought about
Yeah.
this movie as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the first time I watched it, I don't think I actually knew much about the director.
Mhm.
I mean, I knew a little bit, but not enough for me to be thinking about it while I was watching
course,
it. So I
yeah.
formed my own opinion about what I thought the movie was about.
Totally.
And it was in a way that, but then, you know, it's a bit more specific
Yeah.
once you kind of learn their intention. But I've also read that the director like is purposely not trying to put too big of a fine point on the meaning. So, you know,
Yes.
it can mean different things to different people. but-
Exactly. And I like that you can watch
Yeah.
it without that context and still take away something really meaningful and important from it. And then you get the extra layer, which is that the director is trans. And there are many viewers who interpret this movie as like a trans experience of basically living in this world, being frightened and confused and trying to figure out your place in it, and ultimately imagining a different reality where you can be the person that you really think that you are. And the decision ultimately to be that person and leave your old life behind, or stay in your old life, even though it's not everything that you imagined that it would be. And we see this kind of play out, not quite so literally, but almost metaphorically with our characters at the end of the movie.
Yeah, and Owen's experience in the movie is him playing it safe effectively and deciding to not take the leap that Maddie takes, where in the movie she runs away and it's not super clear in the movie what actually happened to her.
Yeah.
She says she's in the TV show, but metaphorically it could be that she was either just pursuing either being gay or being transitioning.
Right.
Not totally clear. but it is a little more explicit for Owen
Mm-hmm.
because we do get little glimpses of what the TV show actually might have represented for them, which was Owen trying on women's clothing and
Yeah.
trying that out and seeing how he felt with that.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a moment earlier in the movie where he could have possibly run away with Maddie,
Mm-hmm.
but he explicitly is afraid to
Yeah.
and purposely gets himself grounded so that he can't do that.
Yeah.
And that's kind of him being afraid to, explore that more and kind of just sticking with what's safe.
Mm-hmm.
And later on in the movie, when he's an adult, he feels trapped and he feels like he literally says, "I feel like I'm dying."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In a very weird scene where he's working at a fun complex and he's screaming, but everyone is
Yeah.
suddenly like frozen around him.
Yeah, the end of this movie is crazy, and we haven't really
Yeah.
talked about it too much. But before we get there, I just want to put one more point on that conversation, which is this is in spoiler territory. So anyone who's listening,
we're
I think
deep in it
we're already
already.
deep
Yeah.
in that. But at one point, Maddie says, "All you have to do is die, and then you'll be able to live." And she implies that she has maybe died, and that's where she was this whole time. She was in the TV show, and all he has to do is die. And it's kind of this metaphor where he takes it literally, and he's like, "I'm not gonna do that." But it's almost this metaphor of like, you have to leave your old self behind fully and let that version of you die so that you can be this new person. And she's done this, or she claims to have done this, and Owen chooses not to do that. And then he always questions, should I have done that, literally or metaphorically? And then, we get to this crazy ending.
Yeah.
I like it. It's kind of like, you see Owen kind of losing touch with reality a little bit, and his lived experience seems like really abstract and like bizarre, and he's like truly, what the fuck is going on?
There was little hints of that throughout the movie where like we never get a full answer of like what is real and what is not happening.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is fun, but like even earlier when they're having the sleepover, they draw the same tattoo that the pink opaque has, and then all of a sudden he lays down and sees this kind of like TV static like floating above him after that. And then later he puts his head in a TV and these like colorful sparks are shooting out, and his dad finds him like that. And you're like, so did he actually throw his head into the TV? Because I feel like then he'd be injured, and what are the colorful sparks? Is that actually happening?
We need to get him to the hospital.
Yeah, no, it is kind of a unique perspective that we're given where, a lot of it is just visual metaphor stuff that it doesn't really make sense narratively without the full context of what they're trying to explain. But it looks really cool.
It's beautiful. It's really beautiful.
It's a lot of purples and blues and stuff.
We got lots of pinks, and it's really it's visually very, very pretty.
Lots of what they would call like bisexual lighting. We have some red light over here and some blue light over here, and it's very visually compelling. We have some really interesting cameos in this movie as well.
We do.
Well, first of all, we haven't talked about the soundtrack. The soundtrack alone is incredible. And we have a cameo from the singer from Snail Mail. If you're a fan of Snail Mail, she plays one of the characters in the Pink Opaque.
Oh.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
Cool.
And then, of course, our beloved Connor O'Malley comes in at the end.
That's who I thought you were going to say.
As the most chaotic character you can imagine, which is perfect for him because it seems like that is what he does. He comes in as the most chaotic.
You know?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Wasn't Phoebe Bridgers like in the movie somewhere?
Yes,
she is.
I saw her listed in the credits.
Yes.
That's a full real
pick her
band
out, but-
called Sloppy Jane.
Yeah, Sloppy Jane.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
They
So
are
even
real.
if you don't watch this movie, go listen to the soundtrack. It's fantastic. But yeah, I did love seeing my buddies on screen. I'm like, oh, I know that person. Oh, I know that person too.
I know that guy yelling.
Yeah, I've heard
He's
that
yelling
yell
and everything.
before. I've run past that guy on the bike path before, which I really have. I saw him out there
That's
one
right.
time.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute, I know him. It's really weird.
Also, the Owen's dad is played by Fred Durst.
Fred Durst, yeah,
Yes.
I know. And I didn't recognize
Yeah.
him. And then I was like, oh,
No, I
whoa.
didn't
You barely see his face ever,
No,
too.
he's
Like
kind of
always
in
in the
shadow.
shadows.
Mhm.
That's right. Is he even real? I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm so confused.
I'm so sorry. I don't think we're getting any answers, CJ.
All right. Well, before we get into maybe trivia questions, let's do what I've prepared for trivia because it's time for. Hey, did you know that? That's right. We're going to pit our guests and CJ head to head to see who knows the most about what we watched. Karissa, CJ, are you two ready?
Ready.
All right. First question. And this is just going to be shouting out answers.
Excellent.
Name TV shows that were at least quoted by the director to have inspired or are directly referenced in this movie from the 90s.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
That's one. CJ gets one.
Are you afraid of the dark?
Yep, that's one.
Ah, Real Monsters.
That's not Monster of the
don't-
Week.
I don't think so. Or at least that's not what was listed in what I saw, at least.
Ren and Stimpy.
That was a scary show. I was
That's
afraid
true.
of that show.
Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Also scary. You know who else I was afraid of? Johnny Bravo. All those Cartoon Network shows were scary to me.
I was legitimately scared of Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Me
That
too.
show freaked me
Oh,
the
well, that
fuck
one
out.
was actually
Yeah,
scary.
yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I'm out of answers.
All right.
Friends.
No. We also got Secret World of Alex Mack.
Oh, I've never seen
Ah.
it.
Pete and Pete,
yes.
Never even heard of it.
which actually they make a cameo in this as well.
No
They're-
way.
Oh,
They're just
really?
standing outside at one point. They're Owen's neighbors.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's who that was. I was like, why are we holding on these two dudes just staring at them for
Yeah,
so long?
that was Pete and Pete.
That's
Nice.
funny.
That's good.
And Ghost Rider.
Hmm.
I'm not even sure what
I've
that
not
No,
is.
seen
I'm
that
not
one.
familiar with that.
Yeah. I was going to try to work this into a question, but this is more just going to be a fun fact because
Cool.
it's the same answers effectively. When this movie was screened at Alamo Drafthouse, they did a pre-show.
Hmm.
And before the movie, they showed commercials and clips from Pete and Ghost Rider and Halloween Town and other Snick commercials and stuff.
That's
which
cool.
would have been really fun to see, I feel
Nice.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about Snick. I was just thinking about it as Nick at Night, but Snick was like next level Nick at Night, wasn't it?
Nick at Night, that was just like Cosby Show and like adult shows. wasn't it?
Oh, okay. Then what was Snick?
I think Snick was like All That and Keenan and Kel.
Oh, okay. So like the big
Thanks.
kid shows,
Yeah.
Yeah.
not the little kid shows.
Now you're a preteen.
Exactly. Okay.
Right,
Interesting.
preteen shows.
Interesting.
All right, next question. True or false? They're planning a sequel to this movie.
False.
False.
True.
No way.
Yeah.
How are they going to do that?
I don't know, but the director, Jane Schunbrunn,
Mhm.
it's hard to say, they have said on Twitter that they have an idea for a sequel. And
Cool.
when they're done with the next couple of movies, they might revisit it. But it would be from a very different perspective is what they said.
Cool.
So
Okay. I'd watch.
yeah. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I'd be very curious to see.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for their next movie, too. I
Me
forget
too.
what it's called, but it's called Teenage Sex and Death at Camp Maisma.
Well, that sounds right up my alley. I'll be watching
That's
that.
great. That sounds awesome. All right. Next question. Just closest. How much did this movie make at the box office?
Oh boy. I'm going to say 1 million.
15 million.
Karissa is closer. Yeah, this didn't have a very wide release, very niche movie, but 15 is still low as well for a
Yeah.
movie. So
Yeah.
these are both in the ballpark. 5.4 million.
Okay.
though, is the
Okay.
answer.
A little undershot, but that's okay. Yeah, I wonder what is your next question going to be what was the budget?
Couldn't find that.
Yeah, it has to be small, right?
I'm sure.
I can't
mean,
imagine.
This is effectively an indie movie that
Yeah.
got picked up by A24.
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. CJ, you got 1 point. Chris has 2.
Woohoo.
And we're at, let's just say, the final question. What is the Rotten Tomatoes tomato meter score in percentage? Closest without going over. Chris, since you're in the lead, you will go first to give CJ the edge.
I know I've been on this podcast so many times. Is that the critic score?
This is the critic score on Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
Yes.
Critics. Okay. I think critics are going to give this the benefit of the doubt. I think this gets an 89%.
Okay.
Oh man, yeah, I think that's a good guess. Do we think is the indie darling bump? I'll say 90, and that it's higher.
Mm-hmm.
Both over
Okay.
85%. I mean, it's still
85.
pretty good.
Okay. We weren't too
Yeah.
far off. That's
No, you
still
weren't.
pretty high. I mean,
That's very
especially
good. Yeah.
for a movie like this that obviously has a pretty small budget, not a huge release, kind of weird.
Very
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's not bad at all.
No.
But Karissa, you're a winner.
Woohoo!
Congratulations.
Thank you. I am the winner. I don't get to say that very often. Usually CJ beats me.
I don't know about that.
Audience score was 71%.
Yep.
Letterboxd is 3.5.
Yep. That all
pretty good
that
too.
all tracks to me. Yeah.
Well, it's time for our ratings. Karissa, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate I Saw the TV Glow for you?
For me, this is an 8.7 out of 10.
Dang.
Okay.
8.7.
Wow.
I think it's exceptional. I think that obviously it's low budget. So to get it to that 10, I would need like a little bit more maybe polish. But I actually think that the lack of polish is what makes this so unique and memorable. So very, very high rating from me.
Yeah, that's good.
CJ, I'm very curious to hear your
Me too.
thoughts.
I do want to talk about the one note I wrote down, which was as we see the high school and Owen's walking through the halls, it's just littered with stupid motivational sayings in giant bold letters, and I just thought this would be the most insufferable high school to go to.
Yep.
Well,
Do you-
did you catch the high school name? It's Void High School.
Yeah.
That's so
VHS.
good. I love that.
I did see the Void and VHS is good, but
Yeah.
they have like Carpe Diem. It's plastered on. It's like, oh my god, this is so
Classic.
annoying.
Yes.
I felt like this was a bit of a roller coaster where like they had me at certain points and then probably purposefully it's like not paid off and then they kind of move on. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yep.
And then we get into some lore again. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm interested. What are we going to do here? Move on. Okay. All right. And now we're on to the next thing. So like the ending is very interesting. I did not care for that birthday party scene where he just starts screaming and everybody freezes.
Yeah,
It's like,
that's
what
pretty
the fuck is
upsetting.
happening? It was very unsettling. I did like when he cuts his chest open and we see a TV show, I assume, on
Yep.
the inside.
Yep. I do love that.
But I think there were parts where, I was just like, oh, that's it. And then we like move on to another part of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this one was not for me. I think
That's
this
funny.
is getting like
Okay.
a 6.
That's
I
still
think-
okay. That's
this is
still
not bad.
high.
It's not bad.
That's
It's just
higher
not
than
bad.
I thought you were going to say after
Yeah.
you said it's not for you.
Yeah.
Maybe a 5.5.
You would not like We're All Going to the World's Fair.
No, knowing that, don't watch it. Forget what I said. Don't
Yeah.
watch it.
I can appreciate the sort of vibiness of the movie and
Yeah.
stuff, but at times, just thought it was slow, and then they kind of pulled the rug out just as I was getting more interested.
Yeah, I would say this is a vibes heavy movie.
Yeah.
And if you're looking for answers, you're not going to get them.
Yeah,
I would recommend watching this in the dark so you get all the glowy
Yep.
looks, and then just maybe before bed or something. I don't know, just at nighttime.
do not watch this before bed. That's a
You
terrible
will have
recommendation.
nightmares.
No,
The ice cream man?
Unsettling.
No, I didn't see the beginning of the movie. It's okay.
What about when Owen turns and breaks the fourth wall and speaks directly down the barrel of
Yeah.
the camera?
Didn't like that. Don't look at me.
I love that part.
I liked it too.
Yeah. Okay, Ken.
Ken.
Okay. All right. Well, first of all, I'll say the first time I watched this, what I took away from it was, and this is, it's close to the actual meaning, but like I took it away that he put a lot of, or found a lot of identity in a TV show, or thought that there was like a very idealistic view of what happens in television, and then his life didn't really turn out that way. He says at one point he actually has a family of his own, and
that we don't see.
No.
That we don't see ever. But then at the very end, he's like much older than his coworkers who haven't seemed to age at all, which is really weird.
Yeah.
And he's just very depressed. But then he cuts himself open and he sees the glow of the TV again. And what I took away, which is very, it's very close to what they're going for, but like that he still has an opportunity to do something with his life interesting if he wants to. And actually, there was an original cut of the ending that goes on just a little bit longer, where when he's walking away, like apologizing for the outburst to everyone, and they're not like paying attention to him at all, he walks and he either steps outside or something like that, but he steps into the light and he smiles.
Aww.
And but they thought it was maybe a little too uplifting for the tone of the movie, so they just kind of cut it there. But
no, I love that take. I really like your perspective, that like there is this hopeful ending, that it's not over for him, even though he's like put it off for this long to do something different. Like there's still hope that he can do that. I think that's lovely.
Yeah. So I really liked it the first time around, and then I got to watch it with the additional context this time around, which was really cool too. The pacing is a little slow at times, so that's where I struggle with it. And yeah, it is very vibes heavy, so it would be cool to learn more about the show, and maybe in the sequel we'll get to do that. I don't know, but for me it's like in 8, I think.
Sure.
Like I really like the movie, and I'm very excited to see what this director does from here. But yeah, it's cool. It could be tighter, or could have gone in some different directions too. That might have been a little bit more interesting for me personally, but. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I think it's a really cool vibe.
Yeah, cool vibe. So, that's right.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited to see teenage sex and death at Camp Misma. And they also have a bunch of, I think, YouTube shorts that they made before we're all going to the World's Fair, and I kind of want to watch those at some point.
Yeah, I'd be into that too.
Really weird. They have a movie called Castration Movie. I'm not sure what that is, but...
I'll be watching.
Sounds interesting.
CJ, I bet you'll be watching that too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I can tell. I can see it on your face. I can see it in your eyes. You're really
I'm
excited.
saving it now, right onto my watch list.
I know that.
Perfect. Karissa, thank you for joining us. Do you have anything you wanted to plug at the end here?
I do have a couple of things that I would like to plug. Well, actually, just one. Horror Corner is back, baby. Woo! We have revived the newsletter. And here's the thing. When I started this, I wanted it to be low-key. I didn't want to put too much pressure on myself. I just wanted to write some shit down and post it. And then I got in my head and I started saying, that's not a good enough idea, or work on this longer, or think about that more. And now I've come around and I'm just going to start posting shit again. So we have 2 2026 posts so far. You can check it out at horrorcorner.substack.com. If you're interested in Lost, the TV show, speaking of TV shows, recently did a write-up on Lost. It was my first time watching. It's not really horror, but close enough. They're stranded on an island. And speaking of being stranded on an island, I also just posted my Survivor 50 preview. So Ken and I know we'll be watching season 50 of Survivor. If you need a preview of what's to come in that season, you know where to find it. I have given some recommendations, some predictions, and all of the good stuff that you need.
Nice.
Awesome. Yeah, I've enjoyed both posts so far, and
thank you, Ken.
The Lost recap was helpful too. Meg and I tried to watch. I've seen it before, a couple times, but I tried to watch it with Meg, and we kind of fell off of it because 26 episodes per season is too much. But
it was a huge undertaking. It was a really big time commitment watching that show. And speaking of going off the rails and not answering some questions, but if you want my thoughts on that, I appreciate you reading, Ken. That's very nice.
Yeah, tell that inner critic to shut the hell up.
Oh, I do all the time. Hey, shut up.
Stuff.
Just make content.
Exactly.
We do it every week, and half of them are fine.
All of them are perfect.
Well, thank you as always for joining us.
Of course.
CJ, what do we have?
You can follow us on all of the things at Overtalking Pod. Call or text the show at USACat1591. Email us at overtalkingpod.com, overtalkingpod@gmail.com, or go to our very real website, overtalkingpod.party.
And oh no, they're here. They're crawling out of a TV set.
Mm-hmm.
It's the ghastly, otherworldly landlords, the Overtalking Overlords. They're here to remind me and remind you, if you like the show, please go on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and rate, review where applicable. Reviews are what help people find this podcast. Also, we spend no money in advertising, so if you like the show, please tell a friend and spread the word. We'd really appreciate it. Thank you. And as we always say at the end of every single episode...
Oh, the Overlords are still here.
Oh, they're crawling back into the TV.
Okay, there we go.
They're gone now.
Change the channel, quick.
Hurry!
Okay. And as we always say at the end of every single episode...
I saw the TV glow.
No, I saw the TV glow.
I saw the TV glow.
I saw the TV glow. Okay, I'm so sorry.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
This episode of the Overtalking Podcast was produced by Ken and CJ, edited by CJ. Special guest this week was Karissa. Music by Justin Peters. Be sure to rate and review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. See you next time.